Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, first thing you'll notice is that these two lines here on the ground, anybody who's on this side of the line is racing and has to have a head sock on. Okay, so parents, you know, hey, go ahead and go say it, and I'll explain to you what that is in a second. But anybody here, if you see them over here, can you please put your head sock on? Okay, only racers allowed behind this point or past this point. Okay, and they have to have a head sock on. Now, this is going to be where they stand. So when they're ready, oh, you're racing? Great, check your name. Please stand on one of the X's, right? So they're gonna walk over and they'll stand on one of the X's. They're 6 feet apart both ways, okay? We're limiting it to 6 racers per race to start this weekend. We may up it as we go, but 6. So you'll have no more than 6 people. I have 10 X's there. They'll stand here, okay? So why don't you guys come over and find an X? So you guys will be the people. So you'll come on over, you'll have your head sock on, okay? Because they're the full face head socks now. You'll stand on an X, either one. Then you will come here. Again, we're enough apart here, and you will give the briefing. They have their head sock on, you have your mask on. If you want to pull it down just for a second so they can hear you, that's probably okay, right? Hey guys, go through the whole speech. Great, thumbs up. Make sure we get a thumbs up because we want to make sure they hear us. Great, okay, now put your mask back on. Then you're going to call them over one by one. Okay, come on over, please grab your helmet. And then what's your name? Okay, Jordan. Okay, Jordan, go ahead, grab your helmet, put it on. You're going to be on card number 1. Then once she goes, then you call the next person. Okay, once she's out of the area, then you call the next person. Okay, what's your name? Boom. Then it's going to take longer. We get it, but this is what we have to do. You'll get your helmet. You'll go. Once they leave the area, you call the next person. Please grab your helmet. Go on over. Go through. Everybody's checked in. We're good to go.
This part is one at a time.
One at a time. Okay, one at a time. Because we can't have a bunch of people in here because we can't control the spacing, right? And then even when you're here, okay, grab your helmet. Now here's the tricky part. If they need help with their helmet, you have a mask on, they have their helmet on, they have their head sock on, it should be fine. Just try to stay as far away as you can, great. Same thing when you're in the pit, right? I need help with this. Okay, you got your mask on, they've got their helmet on, they've got their head sock on, it should be okay for you to reach in as quickly as possible and help them straighten it up. Okay? Simple enough. Any questions? Again, anybody who's not racing cannot be past this line. If you see down the line, I've marked X's at 6 feet apart. Okay? So that's where they need to stand, and I have them all the way down the rail. So that's where people will stand for now. Hologate is closed. We're not running any Hologate. So no one should be over here looking at Hologate. No one should be over here on this side except racers for right now. Mini golf will be open, okay? So that'll be open. That's simple enough. But Hologate is not open. Thumbs up. And if anybody comes over, guys, I need you to. If you're not racing, I need you to go over. You're fully entitled and you're right to do that. And I expect you guys to do that. Okay? Thumbs up. We're good so far. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So come on over, Will. So now, again, they're gonna come in. You guys come on over. Come on over. So now, you guys have your helmets on. Okay? You'll be in the carts. Once everybody's sitting in their cart, then you guys can come over again. They got their helmets on. It should be okay. Boom, boom, boom. Get them all set up. Great. We run the race like normal. Okay? When they're done with the race, we're going to have them get up. They're going to keep, this is very important, they're going to keep their head sock on the whole time. They cannot take off their head sock in this area until they get past those blue lines. Take the helmet off. Put it right here. Then they walk out, again with the head sock on, please keep your head sock on. They walk out, right here, we've got sanitizer here, we've got sanitizer here, and then they walk out. Once they walk out past the blue line, take off your head sock, you're free to do whatever, okay? Simple enough, okay? Any questions?
As long as they're past those blue lines, their head socks
As long as they're past those blue lines, their head socks
can be off.
can be off. If they want to keep them on, fine, but we're just making sure once they're out there, we thought about making a rule that said if you're in the place, yeah, but then not everybody's racing, right? So like if your kid's racing, okay, but if you're not racing, then, right, you have to have a mask to be in here. Nobody's doing that, right? But we can say in this area, because of spacing issues, you can have that. So then after the helmets, after they leave, okay, this is pretty simple. I sent the video out to everyone, so hopefully you saw it. This is the helmet sanitizer. There's a few steps to this. You'll take the helmet. Okay, you'll take the helmet. You'll close the visor. Okay, you'll load it into here very gently. You'll fill them all up. You close the doors. Close the doors. You come over here and you start.
You have to turn it on first.
Oh,
The right.
there you go. So it's just like the carts. You turn it on. It's going to run for 4 minutes. You can walk away at this point. You can do whatever. You can go and start because it's going to run for 4 minutes. And if somebody opens it on accident, it shuts down. The light in here is very bad for your eyes and skin. So that's why we had to create it to where if you open it, it shuts down. So if you open it, it stops. Okay. So you can leave it. Go ahead. Boom. It's going to run for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, it should be dry and sanitized. We'll try it out. It works really well. Then, as we take the helmets out, we have the spray. We have it here and we have it over there. Just give it a quick spray inside. Boom. Then, after that, they're allowed to be put back on the shelf. Okay? Has to go through that process. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, this thing is going to run. It'll shut off. Again, once it's on, you don't have to worry about it. You can come back, do your stuff, and come back and get those helmets out. We're only going 6 helmets at 6 people at a time. So at the most, 12 people should have helmets. So we should have plenty regardless, but that's going to be the process. Okay? Any questions on that? Comments on that? Pretty straightforward, right? We're still going to run the race. The other thing is you know, we need to make sure that we as staff aren't our distance and we're not all hanging out at the podium a bunch, right? You got to come over and look. Okay, great. If you're running the race, you need to be overrunning the race. If you're in the pits, you should be, you know, in the pits, and we're going to talk about that in a second, cleaning. But we can't be congregating at the front. That's going to look. Not only can we, but it's going to look really bad. Well, how come they're not separated? Right? It's going to look really bad, so we can't do that. Now, after the race, whoever's pushing. Well, right now we only have the spray and the rags that we had right there. Every cart has to get the wheel, the steering wheel, and I mean that's pretty much. I guess you could shoot the seat too and wipe it down, but we need to spray it with the lemon stuff and wipe it down every time after every use. I'm sorry. The buckles are fine too if you want to get. Yeah, I mean they're touching the buckles, so I would say buckles, seat, steering wheel. Okay, of every cart that gets used.
Another thing I'd recommend is to wipe down this area because a lot of times people put their hands on it to get up out of the cart, especially if you notice somebody's like touching all over the place. Just kind of keep mindful. There'll be small races, so it'll be pretty easy to monitor.
Okay, excellent point. Thank you, Will. So we're getting an electrostatic sprayer, which basically what that is, it's just a machine that shoots out a spray. Once we get it, which hopefully will be in a couple weeks, you literally will just be able to spray it all the way down, and then you're done. And the spray sticks to the cart, to any surface, electrostatic, it'll stick, and it cleans everything. Okay? So it'll have a little cart. You literally just drive it, spray it all the way down, and we're good. Okay? That's after every race. Again, we know it's going to take longer to run races because we're going to have to take all these extra steps. We'll get better at it. We'll refine it. We'll figure out what we need to do, what we don't need to do, right? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? But for right now, this is what we're going to do. Okay? Any questions? Comments? Concerns? Anytime you leave, go to the bathroom, you leave the area, sanitize. We don't have gloves. Just so you know, the reason we don't have gloves is because actually they say gloves don't really do anything. Because if you touch something that's infected and it's on your gloves, great. But then you touch everything else, you're still spreading it. The only thing that gloves do that I've seen is that it prevents people from touching their face, which actually is really good. But there's sanitizer here. Let me show you. There's sanitizer there at the counter. There's sanitizer here. There's sanitizer here in the machine. There's sanitizer at each end of the counter over there. There's sanitizer in the back corner on the garbage can by the bathroom, and there's one right outside the bathroom door. And there's signage everywhere, so there's plenty of sanitizer. Okay? Just a little tip. The reason this blue tape is on here is because this stuff comes out fire, right? Fast. So you just give it a little pump, and you're good. And it stinks, but this is the best stuff. This is the 80% alcohol based. It stinks, but it's going to clean your hands. Okay? Okay? Anything else? Any other questions? Anything else, Will, that I missed so far?
No.
Okay, good.